What's up, guys and gals, and a very merry hi-do to all of you as we step back into Decavir's Craft the World. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle today. I think what's on the itinerary is pretty much the same as what we've been doing the entire time. I'd like to continue just sort of digging around underground, doing what dwarves do, getting our hands dirty, and figuring out exactly where the portal is to the next level. Now down here, you will see that we finally cleared out that baddie area, and I think I'm gonna set a mining order over here just so we can keep an eye and make sure that nothing's going anywhere. I also need to get these guys the hell up out of here and towards that iron, but unfortunately the only way that I'm able to cohabitate with this cave, if we wanted to put it politely, is by using a teleporter right now because I don't have a ladder system that's even remotely set up to take care of all this. Let's drop that into there. Oh, and there's a bunch of sand. Get out from under that, my friend. My dear, dear, beardy friend, you do not want to be anywhere near that landslide. It looks like it's going to be a little bit before we're able to back off this tunnel either. It's disappointing. I could replace it with a wood scaffolding or a wooden block and then move that way, but I think I'll just mine it out because we've got to make some more glass anyways. We're completely and totally out of glass from moving down our tech tree, and so we've got to replenish our supply by annihilating that sand, getting a hand on some sand because we are the man? I don't know if we are the man. If we're not the man, we're at least some of the men. Although I think the dwarves might sort of protest being referred to as men. Dwarves tend to get a little bit grumpy when you don't recognize their heritage. Those dwarves, those silly, silly dwarves. And it looks like our port is back down, so we'll put it back up. Good. A very, very nice supply of iron here in the background, which is what my real concern has been. Ever since we forged all of those swords, I was sort of taking notice and just looking at our iron supply, and it hasn't been very good. So let's continue to whack away at all this stuff. Let me figure out what this material is called right here. If it counts as sand, that's really, really good. So let me go to my crafting menu. We'll go to our raw materials here, and it looks like it does count as sand. So maybe drop that. I forget how we make glass. I don't recall at all. It's some type of rotation there. Let's go back. There it is. Oh, you needed coal mixed in too. I completely forgot that coal was a recognized reagent for this mess. Okay, well, I'm not going to use too much coal. We'll go down to like right there. And that should give us enough glass to last the remainder of the game, I hope. If we need more glass than that, we will forge it, but we'll wait for that in the future, simply because our limiting reagent in this case, our limiting reactant, is going to be coal. I don't know of any really amazing coal seams in between here and Wiskokie or wherever the hell else we're going. I think I had seen some coal over here. There's a little vein right there. Let's continue downwards with our ladder this way. And I'm also going to try and place some torches up and in here so that we can figure out what's going on over on this side of the base, because there's got to be something good over here on this other side. So we'll remove that wooden door. And let me go to my crafting menu, and I think the coal was just like wood and that. It may have just even been wood. I don't remember. It's been a while since the olden days where we were crafting torches. Oh, it's resin. Okay, so you only need resin. Let's go back and pop in the resin. We'll create ourselves a hefty little supply of torches right there because it's one of those things that you never want to run out of. Torches? Where have you hidden yourself, Torch? Show thyself, torchy knave. Sigh, damn it, torches. Where are you? There you are. You are hiding right underneath my view. We'll drop a torch in right there. We'll drop a torch in right there. And we'll see how this whole thing sort of forms out. We've explored the depths. I'm going to put in a ladder now so that we don't get stuck here. I don't see any further chasms anywhere. So I guess I know Dwarf. Hi, dude. He's shooting the... Oh, what a badass. It looks like some kind of spider spawned from the webs, which doesn't sound too uncommon. Spiders do seem to live in the vicinity of webs. At the same time, I wasn't expecting him to get sniped. Oop, and we've got a fuzzy bugger coming at us again. It's headed right for us. Stab it! Stab it violently. And down it goes. Over on this side, it does look as though this region does expand itself a little bit further. We'll place a wooden wall right there since I don't have any scaffoldings or anything to think about. We've got another nice grouping of iron right there. Let me look at my total supply. 56 iron. Okay, we're actually doing better than I had assumed we were. Let's craft some more back walls and we'll get the construction going on this building. Down here, we've got a couple more invasions coming. We've got about 15 minutes. I think during the course of this episode, we should get invaded one more time. We're running at 3 times speed, so we should see that within the next 6 minutes, maybe. Or 2 times speed, I'm sorry. So we should see that within the next 8 minutes, 8.5, whatever. On this side, there's nothing over there that I really want to look at. I've heard rumors that there's a portal down here that we want to track down. I'm going to continue putting down torches, because illumination is probably something we should definitely exert ourselves towards. And why can't you reach that? Something weird has happened with regards to the way that this floorboard is being placed. We do have a ladder that's going up and allowing you to access it. But maybe we just need to put down another block. So let me destroy that. Go to our crafting menu. And we needed to make some more walls anyways, so we'll get that recipe rolling. There we go. So we've got plenty of wooden walls now. And I'm going to place a new wooden wall. I didn't want you... Don't do that. I wanted you to remove... Oh, nope. I wanted you to remove the ladder. There it is. I can do this. Believe in me. Everyone clap loudly. Everyone hold hands and sing. It's the only way the Nerdcast will make it out of this one. I suppose we could also start digging away at this layer. Got stalactites hanging down, which means we're about to breach into a deeper locality. And that's actually a pretty large cave, so we'll want to pay attention to it as we go down. There goes that block. So now we should be able to slap that guy in right there, maybe slap that guy in right there. We've got a good supply of doors, which should be nice. It should save us a little bit of trouble once we start building our base. I hate those plants, and I don't know why they grow on the sides of your buildings. It's such an odd thing to have to deal with so frequently. We'll put in a wall there, and I think scaffoldings were free from what they had said before, so let me go find scaffoldings on here. Well, maybe not. Maybe they just kind of put them up, put them down, whatever. Oh, we can break them without somebody else having to step in the way. So that's the bonus that we're receiving there. Well, we'll start placing those blocks too. Vile Vivate. There we go. I'll probably remove that in the next little bit too. We will replace the front earth on all these, and hopefully none of our facilities will fall through the earth in an embarrassing way. We need to refill our steak supply too, so there they are, plenty of steakums for the next little bit. I'm going to continue doing that right over here. What are we under attack by? Oh, another little fluffy bugger. I'll start the mining over here just so I can have a look at what's going down there. We'll mine that final floor out and we'll drop down into here to see if maybe there's any treasure or anything unique down in that little area. Oh, another goblin invasion. Although at this point they don't pose much of a threat, we're pretty much cutting them to bits. Looking at our craft tree, it might be useful to get ourselves on the way towards iron armor too. Although I don't know where that's hiding. Oh, that's a lot further down the chain. Okay. Let me look at fish stew. We haven't caught any fish. We do have some eggs though, weirdly enough. I don't remember picking up eggs, but we've got some. There's eggs hanging out in our inventory. We need to make more scaffolds. Let's make some more scaffolds. And there we are, that should be more than enough. Oh, they've got to stack up like so. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just deploy what I have. And we'll move down the line, placing those in all the locations that we want them. The unfortunate circumstance we find ourselves in is that we are taking some damage here. And they were right, that does speed up the building process a lot. Although we still have to deal with a sort of minimal amount of requirements, or of requisite parts, so we need a lot more wood if we're gonna make a longhouse that's this enormous. Chop down those two. I don't see any other locations where there's a ton of trees. We could drop a couple dwarves out here. And they'll chop down those. We put in yet another one right there. We'll kill the sheep and whatnot while we're out here too. Did we wipe out all the goblins? Oh, we got most of them. Okay, we're not doing too bad. Managed to hold our own in the face of nasty goblin invasions and aggression. Now, let's get rid of that. Drop our final piece in right there. There's a bit more wood to be had. I think we are at max speed right now. If you didn't know, if you take a wooden block, you can click it and it'll make a different type of wall, just in case you were concerned about how that whole thing works. The wood replacement seems to be going pretty well. Nice. I'm excited about our new digs. I feel like our home is going to be a lot more swell once we've got it feeling a little bit more homey. While I would like to craft things out of stone, I haven't seen any of the stone building components just yet in any of the crafting trees. They may be up top somewhere. Let's see if maybe we can pan through and find them. 'Cause creating a cobbled wall would be pretty badass. I don't see a cobbled wall anywhere, so maybe it just comes included with all the stone that we have. In any sense, though, we don't have enough stone on this map to even try and build ourselves a castle or anything like that. We are going to have to stick with replenishable resources, those things that we can get a lot more of, the things that regrow. Let me head back to my dwarf menu. We need to find all the guys that need to go to bed. I'm going to assign him to bedtime. Okay, so that's looking mighty fine. Fine, just fine, fine. Dig those roots off of there. And I do slightly wish that there were stairs and things so that we can make a little bit more sexy way of going upstairs, but whatever. We'll just extend that ladder right there and it'll work out mighty fine. I may leave that as is, because that'll allow them to walk on over here and kill off some of these enemies too. So I'm going to allow them to hoof it for the time being. I feel no remorse for making them march their little fuzzy feet off. It'll work out okay. That tree is getting a little bit too ambitious. I'm going to cut him down in his prime before he goes much further. Remove that wall right there, and that'll be the hole through which everybody can move. I'm also going to put down some of these doors. So let me go back to my crafting menu. Ah, we got 4 of them. Very nice. Very, very swell. And we'll start putting down some doors so that we have a latch and everything that we can put down whenever the invasions come. Buy us a little bit more time. It's not going to buy us a ton. The doors don't have a huge repertoire of HP, but they do have some. Grilled meat, I can't eat this anymore. You're being picky, pal. Being very, very picky. Well, maybe I'll put some apples on the table then. You guys had mentioned in the comments that they might get tired of whatever it was that they were eating as time goes along. And you were right, as always. I was wrong, you were right, and I probably should have prepared for this. Should destroy that before it starts spawning spiders all up in my base and betraying the treaty. There's a wooden chest there. There's some freebie barrels. Our next invasion is coming through, so hopefully we don't get one of those giant, ridiculous Norn Viking-looking bastards. Those things were nasty to mess with. Okay, so we just got a beholder. With our iron weaponry, they shouldn't be able to make much of a dent in our defenses. Yeah, that was over really, really quickly. Although that dwarf might die. Funnily enough, well, since they're not going to eat that anymore, maybe I'll take the apples and put them on the table so at least they'll get by with some. We got like 1,000,000 pine cones too, so let's just throw some pine cones on the table. I don't know how to get rid of the food that's already on there. There we go. We'll give him some alternative options. Oh, he keeps getting knocked off the ledge right there. That's a little weak and whack. But if it's what we gotta do to sustain the attack, and also this ridiculous rhyme, that's what we'll do. Our bowman's on the way out, so he should be able to do some damage without that thing getting near him. Yes, tank it! All of you! Prospect, go! Fantastic. They're all going to sit around cheering for a little bit because another big battle is all over. Now, inside our base, we need to get back to these scaffoldings. And this is going to take us some time. This building project is going to suck a little bit. Let's destroy their base. We have building jobs going on all over the map. Lots and lots of queues to be worked. Break down that scaffolding. There's a big old supply of something in there. Let me have a look and figure out what that is. I don't know if that's crystal or if that's mithril. I don't think it's mithril because we don't have a lot of mithril. It might be some kind of crystal though. Actually, can't we mouse over and find out what it is? Or something like that? No? Well then, I didn't want to mouse over you anyways. I shall keep my mouse to myself. Keep my mice to myself if I wanted to pluralize a little bit more accurately. And that water is behaving strangely. We've got levitating water down here. Guess that's not going to work for us. We'll claim those back, and we've got to make some bridges to make that work. How are we looking on wood supply? 55. Let's find ourselves the wooden bridge that they wanted us to build earlier. There it is. That is going to cost us some planky poos. And it's going to cost us some crafting time. Might also consider making a few more planks just to get us by. There we go. And so from here, we're just going to have to wait for our wood supply to regrow. So I may leave the game running after this episode just to let the trees regrow because we've got our hands bound. We've been zip-tied a little bit by the fact that we just can't get our hands on enough wood. Giggity. I mean, there are still trees around, but it's just simply not enough. I'm going to drop a portal over here. I'm going to aim poorly too. I'm going to put a portal way up in the air so that when they come out of it, it's almost like a carnival ride for them. That's at least what I'm going to tell myself. That's what we're going to get by saying. But really what it comes down to is I'm just not paying attention while I'm clicking. Is that hiding in the bushes there. Let's pick some of that wheat. And then we'll continue down our crafting tree since all of our dwarves are threatening to mutiny because they haven't had any new food in a while. We have a Venetian stucco roof. Or a shingled roof, that is. We've also got this little looking table over here that we can consider crafting. What is it? A large table. So I wonder if that's going to hold even more stuff for us, but we got to wait until our planks are crafted too. And so they're busily going over to work here, firing shavings everywhere, but not the kinds of shavings that would relieve them of their dwarfy manhood. That is to say, their beards. The shavings of a wooden nature are flying everywhere. If I saw a dwarf shave, I always thought they were funny looking in World of Warcraft, a dwarf with no beard, where they just kind of had these crag-like faces. Looked like they were almost chiseled out of stone, which makes sense, given their backstory, but still. Aesthetically, not the sort of thing that I'm into. And so a bunch of planks are made. They're now going to haul them off to the side. And let's make ourselves a large table. Maybe it'll hold a bit more of the goodies. Oh, never mind. They haven't been filed away yet. Under F for filed, or possibly under P for plank, depending on which system you wanted to use. Continue removing all of this plant life from our base. It just simply will not leave us alone. Continue deforesting the entire island. Drop one more portal over here, and I think this is a good spot to break off the episode. Since nothing is really happening, we're at a lull in the overall action, so I'm going to let the game play for just a little bit in between episodes. Hopefully nothing terrible happens. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in playing Decavir's Craft the World. I hope you've been enjoying the episodes, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. See you later, guys. Hi-do.